And 60s today, taking a dive to lows in the lower middle 40s under the clearing skies tonight. And bright and brisk is the call for tomorrow with middle and upper 60s for highs. From the First Alert Forecast Center, I'm WECT Chief Meteorologist Gannon Bedwick.
Said something the other day that really stopped me in my tracks, and I didn't know this. I've seen this guy's face a million times and his torso and pretty much everything else God saw fit to give him, but I never knew his name. His name is David Gandy, and he's very concerned about something that most of us have never really stopped to think about. And so before I tell you what that is, because it made me think of Zoolander, one of my all-time favorite movies, where Ben Stiller plays the male supermodel who's recruited to be an international assassin. So Max has the clip where David Duchovny explains, he breaks it all down for Derek Zoolander.
So why male models?
Think about it, Derek. Male models were genetically constructed to become assassins. They're in peak physical condition. They can gain entry to the most secure places in the world. And most important of all, models don't think for themselves. They do as they're told.
That is not true.
Yes, it is, Derek.
Okay.
Yeah. Think about any photo shoot you've ever been on.
You're a monkey, Derek! You're a monkey! Dance, monkey! Make your little stanky tune! That's your signal, Chippy! Dance, Derek, dance!
Good point.
But if this has been going on for so long, Mugatu...
He's just a punk-ass errand boy working for an international syndicate of fashion designers. You do a little background check on your Mr. Mugatu, you'll find that he sold his soul to the devil for a shot at the big time.
But why male models?
You serious? I just told you that a moment ago.
I forgot that line.
The most successful male model in the world is named David Gandy. He's 42 years old. He has a net worth that is speculated to be upwards of $20 million. He has been modeling now probably for close to 20 years. He's absolutely, I don't even know how to describe what this man looks like. He looks like the perfect man. He looks like Adam, as in Adam and Eve. He's flawless, dark hair, bronze skin, I mean, everything about him is perfect. He is very, very worried about aging, and not for the reasons that maybe you would think. He makes his money, and a lot of it, off of his looks, right? He's considered one of the most handsome men in the whole wide world. He says, I'm 42 now, I'm not at my fighting weight, and the two things that scare me the most about growing older are, would you like to guess at what the world's most famous and successful male supermodel, the two things that scare him most about growing older are?
Yes, I would. But I want to ask you, is it physical or something else?
It's physical.
It's physical?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Losing his hair and wrinkles.
Nope and nope. That's what I would have thought too. Wouldn't you guess most people will go, oh yeah, he's worried about losing his beautiful hair.
He's got some great hair.
He's unbelievable looking. Here's what he's worried about. And this is going to haunt everyone's dreams now, because most of us hadn't thought to worry about this. He said, quote, the two things that scare me, apparently your ears and your nose carry on growing. What? That never occurred to me to even think about.
I've heard that. I've heard both of those things. I don't know how true it is. I guess maybe to a small degree it is. He's been looking in a mirror far too long, because it's not going to affect him that much.
I never gave it any thought, but I guess it's true.
I know people that are in their 80s. I know people that are in their 80s. They don't have these great big snozzes.
I don't really, how much does it keep growing?
Couldn't be much.
Do we know? Does anybody have a grandpa that, well, Max, your dad's 100. Do your dad's ears and nose seem more substantial than they were?
Sherry, I've got to be honest with you. I really haven't noticed, but no, I don't think so. I'm looking at this thing on Google, And it says height doesn't change. And then it says, but the ears and noses are always lengthening, but it's due to gravity, not actual growth. As we age, gravity causes the cartilage in your ears and nose to break down and sag.
Oh,
Let me ask
well,
you.
that's
Let me
better.
ask you about your father. Does his his ears hang low? Can he shake them to and fro?
Can he tie them in a knot?
Can he? Can he tie him in a bow? So it's gravity. It's your nose is falling down a little bit. That's good
This
news.
is what my father
for
is
me.
reduced to? Are you kidding me?
Look at that wind blowing in them trees. Wow. It's rough out here this morning. How about this weather?
I mean, we need the rain. There ain't no doubt about it. But
I could do without the wind, though.
oh God, I'm tired of this wind. I'm tired of it. There you go, buddy.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I think everybody's tired of this wind. It's all we've had.
Well, did McDonald's. Had to go to Go Gas here, and now I'm going to the Food Line. Do I want to? No. I gots to. Gots to.
Some new jeans, some good jeans, and Lord knows that family could use a few here and there.
I think there's also an American woman who's married to like an earl over there, and I read, this was a couple of years ago, I read in a magazine an interview with her, and she said that for the first couple of years they were married, she didn't really say much of anything to anyone, because she said the social rules
Yeah,
were so complicated and confusing.
yeah.
You know, who, like, these titles have orders of respect and bowing and curtsying and stuff.
Yeah.
She said it was a lot. It was just a lot to learn. Very different world.
Okay. You'd almost have to hire somebody as a tutor to get through it if you were in that situation. I mean, I would just going to some of those formal dinners with 12 utensils to choose from at the right time. I mean, I would need some tutoring with that alone. But she, she's rolling with it. The best thing to do is what you just said. Don't say a whole lot until you
And she
figure it
didn't.
out. Don't say a whole lot.
She said she didn't say much of anything to anybody. And now she's all kind of grooved into it, and it's good. But the reason that the magazine had interviewed her was because they thought maybe she could shed some light on what Meghan Markle was going through as an American engaged to a prince. And everything she said in that interview, Meghan and Harry did the opposite. And we see how that turned out.
Well, this new Viscountess has a beautiful estate called the Mapperton Estate in West Dorset, England. So she did okay. She sounds like a movie. It's Bob and Sherry.
Don't hate because you're not in the winner's circle.
Yeah.